Is the Avatar: The Last Airbender Prince Zuko from Mcfarlane Toys the next hot item on the market? No, I bought this from Dollarama for $5, but let's see if that was money well spent. No, yeah, no, okay, I did. I did get this from Dollarama for $5, but I do think it is worth checking out to see, because I've noticed a bit of a resurgence in Avatar: The Last Airbender in the last few years. This makes a lot of sense. We have a new Netflix live action adaptation coming out, so it makes sense that they would want to get this out. And, you know, Mcfarlane Toys is known for their DC multiverse work, and it's interesting. I don't think we've ever had a proper collector's line for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Obviously, we've had, you know, traditional toys, but nothing really on the collector end of things. So let's just take a look at this. Buy a beautiful card. That was actually kind of clean. I think that's actually something of an achievement. Okay, so we get this part out of the way. Okay, so, I mean, first off, just kind of looking at the figure right now. As you can see here, it comes with the figure, it comes with some fire effects, and so far, the one thing I've always been a fan of with Mcfarlane Toys is the detail on the outfit. As you can see, like, a very, very nice sculpt. I really am a big fan of how distinct the different materials feel from each other. Like, look at that. Look at the armor on his shoulders and his chest. And then kind of look at the more fabric-y pieces, including the metal on his belt. That looks really nice. I'm a big fan of that. Also, these fire effects look really, really solid so far. I do appreciate how the Mcfarlane Toys tend to always have something, you know, whether it's a display stand or a flying effect, or, you know, even these, you always get kind of something to add to it. And yeah, there, hopefully we have the light there. Let's see if I can shine it a bit more. Yeah, a very, very nice kind of, yeah, no, really, really nice plastic. I think it works quite well for what you would want fire effects to be like. And they're kind of looped in a way that are meant to fit in his hands. So let's actually pop them open. As far as QC goes, I know that the Mcfarlane Toys have a history of splitting apart. And it's not the same thing as breaking, because breaking, when I think of breaking, I think of like broken pegs and things that just can't be damaged. From what I've seen from Mcfarlane Toys on the internet, you know, specifically regarding their DC figures, they're just not very tight. You know, they fall apart. They don't, you know, break apart. So you can kind of put them together, back together pretty easily. This one though, oh, sorry, like this, I'm trying to turn this. That's stiff. I don't know if you guys can hear that at all, or maybe even see it. Like, this is me applying a fair bit of force. I don't like that. Okay. Okay. That's a really, really... Did I crack anything? No, nothing so far. Let's see if the left one... Oh, God, no, this isn't it. Because the thing is once you have it in your hand, and I just, once again to show you, it's a very, very, very thin peg that's in that arm. Highly dislike how stiff this, oh God, because I think the clicking is just meant to, you know, be like, hey, like it's moving, but oh gosh, yeah, that is, okay, that's not comfortable whatsoever. And let's see, okay, all right, let's just judge the figure. Right out of the box, it feels pretty nice. Once again, the sculpting of the figure is quite nice. As you can see here, the details are all really nice. And I kind of like the way they captured that cartoon aesthetic. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm a big fan of how they capture the cartoon aesthetic of the show. I think you can definitely see it. Oh, I think, okay, the eyes look pretty good, actually. For some reason, my camera focus isn't working very well, so I'm just going to put up a picture of what the eyes look like right now. Great. Yeah, as you can see, they covered the cartoon eyes quite well, especially like the little white they got up there. Now, looking at the other detail, like the paint is quite well applied. In fact, I think even just looking at it like this, I think it cuts just like a really, really nice image. A lot of contrast. I love the different reds that are being used. And once again, the texture is a big thing, especially in lighting. yeah, so it looks great. In fact, let's just try to, I think they are supposed to go on like, okay, now getting these fire effects in is a bit stiff. The whole figure is just very stiff, and oh, Jesus, okay. Well, I just kind of want to get the aesthetics out of the way so that way I can get on to moving the figure and hopefully it doesn't break, but that looks pretty good. I'm a big fan of that. That looks quite nice. Now, when it comes to moving it, in terms of like the figure part of the figure, I mean, you know, because right now it's a statue, but moving on to the actual figure part of the figure. Let's start at the ankle here. All right, nothing whatsoever. That is a solid piece. What the? Okay, I'm trying to look. Nothing. Okay, this whole piece from the bottom of his boot to his knee, that's just one solid piece. There's no ankle articulation. It's just the peg, or the pin, I should say, at the knee. Once again, also quite tight. I'm not a big fan. Oh, okay. Let's see here. So yeah, it bends at the knee. So it bends in that much. Let's see how much it bends forward. Oh God, like if you're too, okay. And I guess you can do the Zuko breaks his leg thing. And let's see if it's, okay, you see? So the one on the left is not nearly as clicky as literally any other joint here, but still, if you do it too fast, it's just really uncomfortable. It's also like moving like a lot. I feel like with enough force, you could just like yank that out, but I'm not going to. Now, by the nature of this peg, it is supposed to kind of twist, but oh gosh, maybe I should look. I can't really see it, but there's no way that this is just supposed to be, oh, okay, wait a second. I don't know how closely you can see that, but look, there's a tiny little, so there are clicks in there. That's why. Okay, that means there's probably clicks in here as well. I just can't see them. That feels way better, but, so that makes the bending part a bit more comfortable, but the twist is still very, very, I feel like I'm about to snap this thing at any moment, and I don't like that. Move to the splits about that much. It can do it more, it's just very restricted by the skirt. In terms of forward movement, it can kick that far forward, which I've always appreciated I've always been impressed by the range of movement the legs get on Mcfarlane toys. So there we go. So there he is going back. So that's pretty good leg movement. It is just a bit hindered by the skirt. I expect that. Okay, so we do get a little bit of waist. Once again, very stiff. I'm not even going to twist it all the way around. That's not how humans work, so I'm just going to do that. Because once again, I do get the feeling that if you twist it all the way, it might just break. I want to say there's a diaphragm joint, but I can't because there isn't. No diaphragm joint. Like I thought there would be, because if you look at like the way the chest piece is, unfortunately not. Looking at the arm, so the arm seems to be like a pretty, very standard disc peg in there. It can't go, okay, it can only go slightly forward, but that's just because of the armor piece. So not really restrictive of the joint, just of the piece, and I'm fine with that. At least, yeah. Okay, do I see that? No, never mind. So it's literally just that. And then as I kind of pointed out, the elbow here, that's where the range of movement on the arm mostly comes from. So that's where you're going to get your bend. Yeah. And then in terms of how far that bend goes, or twist, I should say, in terms of the bend, if you just, I'd say it's a solid 90 degrees. Right there, as you can see. Solid 90 degrees. The wrists, now I don't know if this is supposed to have wrist articulation. Okay, I don't. Now, as you can see, it's not supposed to necessarily cut with the armor piece. But under it, still nothing. No, that's about it. So in terms of points of oh, and the head. So let's see. You gotta be kidding me. Oh God, this is probably the worst. Wow. Okay. So the way it's designed is it's designed with the with like the ball in the neck. So you know, traditional like neck that you would have on like a figure. In fact, you can even see it from the back. Like, it is supposed to be like a ball joint at the neck. Unfortunately, the way the head is sculpted, you're not gonna get, like, that's literally me forcing it. You're not gonna get any looking up poses. You're not gonna get any looking down poses either. And even kind of twisting it to the side is a bit of a, it's like, it contains enough force. Sorry, it requires enough force that you're going to be terrified moving it because you feel like you're going to crack it. So articulation is not a strong suit on this figure. That is unfortunate, but when you think of like the price point it's made for, and really kind of like the purpose of the figure, very odd though that they wouldn't have the wrist rotation in there. That really does kill articulation, in my opinion, if the wrists are just just still like that. Yeah, I can't really think of any like Zuko specific poses that you can really put this thing in. It really just is him standing with a power pose with the with the fire effects, which once again, the fire effects do look really, really cool. And visually, in terms of material, it has the makings of like a really, really solid figure. So again, the articulation isn't fantastic. That's literally it, because you can't bend the ankles and you can't really move any other thing. So I don't know. Let's try to bend him and see what this isn't it. This ain't it. What? I don't even know what I'm doing here. If you wanted to do that, just that's all it's gonna work for, because this figure doesn't really lend itself to flying poses. And as you see, there's the peg here at the bottom. Yeah, there it is. There are no holes at the bottom of his feet to actually put anything into, so that's not really gonna work. So it's mostly just that. It's mostly a figure that will stand menacingly. That's about it. I don't know how to grade this figure, because a part of me wants to say don't buy it, it's not worth it, but also I feel like, if it's meant for Last Airbender fans who just want like a piece of merch to put on their like desk, sure. But if you're like I don't know, if you're somebody who enjoys posing and trying out different display options on figures, I don't know if this will be super duper great. So if you're more of the way I'll put it is, if you're more of an action figure fan than you are an Avatar fan, maybe this isn't going to work. But if you're a super huge Avatar fan and you are like, yeah, wow, this would be so cool to just have, sure. In fact, I would even say that it looks good enough in the box that you can just keep it there and hang it up, or just keep it around. Yeah, and then I guess the other thing you have to think of is, yes, it's Mcfarlane Toys, but this isn't necessarily, obviously it's not necessarily a collector's line. This is definitely supposed to be more of a toy, I guess. So if you're buying this for like a kid, and if you find this at Dollarama for $5, if you have a little kid and they're watching Avatar on Netflix and they want Avatar stuff, you can definitely buy this for them. Maybe they have to be gentle with it because it might break it, but kids break things all the time, and if it's $5, it doesn't matter. So I don't know. I don't even know how to grade it. I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5 personally, but if you like it, then you like it, and that's all collecting is about, really. So that was my review on the Mcfarlane Toys Avatar: The Last Airbender Prince Zuko. I doubt that I'll be getting other of these figures in the line, but if you will, that's awesome. And if you have, please let me know what you think. Please, if anybody else has the other figures in the line, do you enjoy them? And do you hope that they produce more? I'm personally indifferent. I don't think I'll be getting more beyond Zuko. Zuko is my favorite character in the show, so I have that. I'm good. That's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see what other videos I have, come back soon, because it's only like my second review. So yeah, thank you.